Hi, everyone. This is Victoria English, top coach with Alcohol-Free Lifestyle. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm recording this in my family room. I'm so festive right now. I have my tree up and the lights and the mantle is done. I love this time of year, and I'll be honest, I love it so much more when I am not drinking alcohol. And look, it took a lot of effort to get here, but man, was it worth it. In fact, I've said it's one of the most important things I've done in my whole life, and I'm 52. I've done some things that really matter, but this is, I don't know, I think this has the most far-reaching ripple effect. And this is a tactic that I created. Well, I did a spin on a tactic that I was actually taught when I was getting out of this drinking cycle. I've taken it to another level. And hopefully you'll watch the video of this. But if not, it's okay. You can just listen in and do the exercise. So if you look in show notes, you're going to see a list of values. Values, what? Well, go ahead if you're home or someplace where you can get a glass. Get one of your cocktail or wine glasses. This will make more sense as we go through this. What we're talking about today is values and alcohol. You know, it's easy when we are caught up in the drinking cycle to really start to believe that we are the person we turn into when we are drinking or when alcohol is still in our system, meaning it's hijacking our logic, our prefrontal cortex is, it's hijacked. It doesn't get a good vote in how we behave, what we do. And that's part of the reason we become more reactive and moody and things like that. But this exercise is one of the most popular ones in our programs, the Project 90 program, because it helps you remember who you really are and who you were before you got caught in this drinking cycle and who you will return to once you break this cycle. If you have found that you can't break that cycle by yourself, it's okay. But as you may have heard me say, if you haven't broken it by now, do you have any data to indicate that you will? Is a New Year's resolution really going to change anything if you keep trying the same old, same old? So here's a little sneak peek into what we do. If you look in the show notes, you'll see that list of values. And what I would like you to do is take a moment. You can pause this podcast episode, set your timer for, say, 2 minutes. And without overthinking it, I would like you to look at that list of values and get a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to write down your top 10 values. The things that matter most to you. I have a list here. I actually did this exercise again. I haven't done it in quite a while. And some of mine changed a little bit, but most of them, of course, were the same because it's part of my essence. Those are things that have always mattered. So take a moment and write those down. I'm not going to wait the whole 2 minutes, so feel free to pause me. All right, once you have done that, take that piece of paper, take a pair of scissors, and tear those values into 10 separate strips of paper. Maybe I should have said that before. I hope you're not struggling now with a pair of craft scissors. Anyway, if I messed up, you can do it again. Just tear off 10 pieces of little paper and write those values down. Sorry about that. It's been a long day. It's 8:00 here. And yeah, whew, So there you have your values on pieces of paper. All right. Now, take a look at those pieces, and I'd like you to tell yourself which of those values show up when you are drinking, when you are in the act of drinking, when you are recovering from drinking, even when you are planning to drink, that sense of urgency to get to it. Do any of those values show up? Well, when I did that exercise, I just had to list my values, and I was asked that question. Boy, it was sobering, literally and metaphorically, to say none of them, not really. I'll give you an example. I'm a mother of 4, and so, of course, I wrote down as one of my very, very top values, family. So when I was asked that question, it was black and white. Does that value show up when you're drinking? I had to say no. Now, does that mean that I was, hitting my children, that they were eating ice cream for dinner because we didn't have any food in the house, or I didn't provide a fresh meal for them? Did it mean that I couldn't get them to school? No. Did it mean I was like passing out at the kitchen table? No, it didn't. But for me, the value of family was not showing up. I knew I wasn't doing my best. So I had to say no, because 50% of my value being shown to my children wasn't making me feel good. I had to stop the justification. I had to stop the comparison and say, well, it's not like I blah, blah, blah. I knew I was not being the best mother I could be. Ouch. Don't worry, guys. It gets better. Trust me. Hang on as we go through this exercise. So go ahead and do that. If any of them show up for you, put those aside. The ones that you say are not showing up while you're in the cycle of drinking, I would like you to put them in that glass. If you're watching this video, wherever it's posted, I want you to take your glass and pick up the pieces of paper with your values that are not showing up for you when you drink. And I want you to put those in your glass. Now, thankfully, my values do show up. And the only thing I'm putting in my glass anymore is sparkly water, stuff like that. So I can say that they are showing up. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'll show you what this will look like. This is what it would have looked like before I stopped. There goes family. There goes authenticity. There goes competence. There goes my faith. Because yes, I still went to church. I didn't feel very connected to anything. There goes health. I wasn't performing my best. I was not eating as well as I could have wanted to. So there they go. Here's a big one. There goes dignity. So here's the question. If you want to have a drink, what are you giving away? What values are you going to knowingly give up? Is it worth it? You could even go so far as to, I don't have wine, but if I wanted to be really dramatic, I would pour wine into this glass and see those values stained red. Oof. It's an option. You could pour some wine in there and maybe pour some salad dressing in it so that you're not going to drink it. if you really want to get literal with this. Hi, this is Victoria English, Senior Coach at Project 90, the program that helps high achievers stop drinking either temporarily or permanently. If you're an executive, entrepreneur, investor, physician, or other high achiever and know you're drinking too much, if you know your current drinking habits are compromising your sleep, relationships, health, and your happiness, and you're ready to finally get your drinking under control by quitting for either at least 90 days or 1 year, you are invited to apply to become a Project 90 client. Our 90-day and 1-year programs involve a safe, fun, yes, I said fun, private virtual community of high achievers with a process that boasts an incredible 92% success rate of clients reaching at least 90 consecutive days alcohol-free. Applicants can apply for an introductory interview by visiting alcoholfreelifestyle.com/Project 90. You'll likely speak directly with me or one of our other coaches. Are you ready to stop for at least 90 days? Are you ready to stop for at least 1 year? If so, we can help. Application interviews are limited and are conducted on a first-come, first-served basis. If there are no remaining interview times available, wait a few weeks and try again. Schedule your 15-minute initial application interview by visiting alcoholfreelifestyle.com/Project 90. Let's get back to the show. Why is this so important? Well, because a member said recently, I could stop for a while because I wanted to lose weight. I stopped for a while because I was drunk shopping on Amazon and tired of wasting that money. Okay, that might work for a little while. That's a big reason why people will do dry January, right? Oh, I overindulged. I'm going to lose that extra 5 pounds. All right, that's doable. But here's how the mind operates. And she said this. She said, but after not shopping online for a week or two, I would justify it. Hey, I haven't done this in a while. I deserve it. And so she would curl up with her bottle of wine and go online and shop. She would deprive herself, because it felt like deprivation, of alcohol because she'd put on some weight. So she'd take a week or two off, up her time at the gym, not have sweets, cut back on white carbs, things like that. And the scale would go down a little. And then she would say, I've done so well. I deserve it. Another false belief. What was she saying she deserved? Wake up with another hangover? To give away her values? And so the suggestion I made to our members was to take that glass with the values they are giving away when they drink and set it on their bar cabinet. Set it next to their wine fridge. Wherever you would go to drink, put these values there. And realize to have that drink, all you've got to do, if you want to have that drink, all you have to do is get rid of your values. There they go. Go have that drink. But those pieces of paper are going to be staring at you. Deep breath. This is a heavy thing. Here's the great thing about what we do in our coaching. Because naturally, putting those things into that cup can feel pretty heavy. That's okay, because as you've heard me say, this can happen to anybody. Anybody with a body and a brain can develop alcohol use disorder, whatever you want to call it, maladaptive drinking, whatever you call it. That can happen to anyone. Yes, some cultures, some heritage might leave you more predisposed because of your enzymes that can metabolize this stuff. But look, you are where you are. But the values that you wrote down, that's who you really are. Those values didn't just pop out at you. during this exercise for the first time ever, that is who you really are. And once you get rid of the alcohol, I can promise you that you will quickly return to living those values. Imagine that. We talk about how people sleep better when they stop drinking. Okay, I'm not going to lie. You might have a little struggle for the first week or two as you're detoxing from this poison. But in general, after a little while, people are sleeping better. Well, yeah, a big part of that is because the alcohol is out of your system and you're returning to your sleep rhythms. You're probably not eating late at night, things like that. But you know why? You know why we sleep better? Because we don't feel that quiet knowing that we are not living the way we are meant to live. That keeps you up at night. That's what's really keeping you up at night. Okay? And once you take that step of getting rid of the alcohol, your values show up again, the ones that you've had for a long time. It's okay. I get it. We don't live up to them when we're drinking. But your actions, the way you walk through the world, will change. And without even saying a word, people are going to notice that you are your real self again. Feeling some guilt is actually a sign that you're a good person. It bothers you. You know you can be better. So take that step into empowerment. That's what our program is about. It's not about deprivation. It's not about shame. What happened, happened. It's about empowerment, realizing that you have access to neuroplasticity. You can change your thought patterns. You can change how you show up for yourself and for others. And alcohol becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. That's the truth. That's why this stuff works. That's why we have such a high success rate, because it works. So take that step, guys. Look at those values. Remember who you are and book that discovery call. 15 minutes. It's free. It's easy. I don't sell anything on the call. I don't sell. We're just going to have a conversation, see if we're a fit for one another. I want you to experience 2023 with a real change, feeling better about yourself, feeling more optimistic, more hopeful. Can you get there if you keep drinking? The choice is up to you. But I hope you'll do what I've done, what James has done, Coach Sarah, and the thousands of members that we have helped have chosen to step into hope, something we certainly don't have when we're drinking. Come join us. It's nice over here. Until next time, I wish you health, happiness, and hope, and very happy holidays. Cheers.
Hi there, this is James Swanwick. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I would be so grateful if you would leave a review. That will help us climb the rankings and get our show exposed to so many more people who could really benefit from the content. You can do that by going into Apple Podcasts, rating the show, writing a little one-sentence summary, and posting it. That would be so amazing. Thank you. Likewise, if you would like to schedule a 15-minute exploratory call and apply for our Project 90 program, then you can do so by going to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. If you'd like to get the free guide, that is the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide, you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide. Our YouTube channel is at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at James Swanwick. Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.